Alright, I'm going to give you a little story now I've known for quite a while, and I don't know why I haven't talked about it before. It's about the Wizard of Ounce, or actually, well, you know it as the Wizard of Oz. Only a few people know that, or many people don't know that it was a parable about money reform in the 1890s Midwestern political movement led by William Jennings Bryan, who ran for president 3 times and lost 3 times. He served in the House of Representatives, where he advocated the coinage of silver at a fixed ratio with gold in order to break the bankers' monopoly and manipulation of the gold-backed currency. So this guy was trying to fight the banks, and he wrote The Wizard of Oz as kind of denoting that fight. Bryan and his supporters accused Eastern banks and railroads of oppressing farmers and industrial workers. Bryan believed that a switch to silver-backed currency would make money plentiful. Although correct, money reformers today would argue that money need not and should not be backed by either silver or gold, but only by the people, their skills, and their resources. So, they're full of crap. Let's see, what else? We're going to start. Dorothy represented, she was from Kansas, represented the commoner. The Tin Woodsman, or the Tin Man, is the industrial worker, rusted as solid as the factory shut down in the 1893 Depression of Great Britain. The Scarecrow is the farmer who apparently doesn't have the wit to understand his situation or his political interests. And the Cowardly Lion is Bryan himself, the guy who ran for president, who has a loud roar but very little political power. The Good Witches represented the magical potential of the people of the North and the South. After vanquishing the Wicked Witch of the East, the Eastern bankers, Dorothy frees the Munchkins, the little people. With the witch's silver slippers, the silver standard, Dorothy sets out on the yellow brick road, the gold standard. Now her shoes were ruby in the movie, but in the book her shoes were silver, because silver and gold. To the Emerald City, Washington. Emerald City was Washington, where they meet the wizard, the president, who appears powerful but is ultimately revealed as an illusion, the real wizard being just a little man who pulls levers behind the curtain. This can be interpreted 2 ways. Either the president himself is really just a little man who pulls levers to sustain an illusion of power, or the real power of the president rests with the little men behind the curtains who pulls the levers and create the illusion. When the real wizard is exposed, the now enlightened Scarecrow denounces him. Dorothy drowns the Wicked Witch of the West Coast elite, the water being an allegory for the Midwest drought. The real wizard flies away in a hot air balloon, but the Scarecrow is left to govern the Emerald City. The Tin Woodsman rules the West, and the Cowardly Lion returns to the forest, where he becomes king of the beasts after vanquishing a giant spider which was devouring the animals in the forest. So basically you have the flow of gold and silver into Washington, where the president lives, and Dorothy, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion represent the people who were affected by the monetary. Sounds like a lot like today. A lot like the problems of today. And the Wizard of Oz, how do we measure gold and silver in ounces? And Oz is short for ounce. So that's where the Wizard of Oz comes from. And you thought it was just a movie, an old movie. But I think that was kind of cool. Someone trying to fight the banks and bring back the silver standard, or coin silver coins. Looks like it's a very long problem. And I have another article here. Let's see. There are many variant reasons of The Wizard of Oz. I see it as an election story and read it against the amazingly intense elections of 1896 and 1900. Okay, it's time to probably hope to see. I'm reading this from a screen here. 1896 was a time of severe depression, much like 1932. Making silver money at the ratio of 16 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold was their formula. In a vastly popular pamphlet, Coin's Financial School, the teenage fictional hero Coin argued there was lots of silver out west, but the world's small stock of gold was controlled by wicked bankers in New York and London. I'm going to stop this now because I think I'm running out of time. I'll continue it on the next one.